After playing through Spider-Man 2 again on my PS5, I started rewatching all of the Spider-Man films, and I realized just how many great looking suits there are for Spider-Man, as well as how many bad looking suits there are for Spider-Man. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about all of the live action Spider-Man suits and ranking them from worst to best. This ranking is going to be based on a few different factors, such as how the actor's build looks in the suit, the story purpose, how good or bad the CGI is, and of course, my own personal opinion on the suit. Before we get started, I wanted to give a quick honorable mention to the Nicholas Hammond and Shinji Todo suits from the 70s TV shows. I'm putting them here for a couple of reasons. The most important one being that these suits are made for a TV show rather than a film, so the budget constraints are vastly different. The other reason is that these were the first attempts at live action Spider-Man suits, and while they don't look bad by any means, they're about 20 years older compared to the oldest suit on this list. And frankly, I don't know a whole lot about these shows and I don't have any personal attachment to them, so it wouldn't be fair for me to compare them with the other suits without having some sort of huge bias. I would, however, like to watch these shows someday, so if anyone knows a convenient way to binge them, please let me know in the comments. Coming in last place is going to be the black and gold suit from Spider-Man No Way Home. I've said this in 3 separate videos now, but I absolutely despise this suit. It's forced into the film with 4 other Spider-Man suits, and the only reason for that is to sell toys. I think it looks super ugly, and the wire circuitry sticking out doesn't make any sense to me, especially since this is supposed to be the Far From Home suit but inside out. Wouldn't all those exposed wires be super uncomfortable for Peter? I think the only thing that it has going for it is the black and gold color scheme with the Doctor Strange accessory, but that's it. I am so annoyed that they brought this suit back in Spider-Man 2, and I'll be even more annoyed if it comes back in the next game. At number 13 is the stealth suit or the Night Monkey suit from Spider-Man No Way Home. Even though this isn't technically a Spider-Man suit, I think it's pretty cool in the context of the movie, and I like its design for that purpose. It looks like something a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent would wear, but still feels like a Spider-Man suit. I do like that the eyes pop up, but I also think it's a little strange that Peter's fingers are exposed when the point is to hide his identity while he's in Europe. This one can also fall into the category of Peter getting a new suit just so they can sell more toys, but I think the reason why he needs a suit here makes more sense. Up next, we have the Vigilante suit from The Amazing Spider-Man 1. This is a very underrated suit in my opinion, but obviously it isn't really much of a Spider-Man suit, so that's why it's here at number 12. What I really like about this suit is the simplicity and what it represents for Peter at this point in the story. He's in his regular street clothes searching for Uncle Ben's killer, but he needs to conceal his face so he isn't recognized during his vigilante crusade. It's without a doubt the weakest of the homemade suits, but I still like it for its simple and realistic design. At number 11, I have the Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit. I want to be clear that even though it's lower on the list, I do like the way that this suit looks, especially when it first released, but over time, I think we've just gotten better suits in the films, so that's why it's down here. It is very iconic for Andrew Garfield's portrayal of the character, and I like this as his first official Spider-Man suit. They obviously wanted to do something different, and I respect them for that. They tried making it look like this was a suit that anybody could make, but obviously that just isn't possible. I think that making the suit a little darker compared to what came before makes it feel in line with the tone of the film. I like the big spider logos, especially the one on the back, but I'm not a big fan of the lenses, and the textures on the suit make him look like a basketball. I also think that having the iconic Spider-Man red belt would make him look a little bit better. Last but not least, I like the design for the web shooters. Again, going into the idea that he had to make this from scratch, but nowadays I just prefer the other web shooter designs. Overall, it's a nice suit from the time and tone of the film, but definitely isn't anywhere near my favorite. Coming in at number 10 is going to be the Iron Spider suit. I've always been mixed on the Iron Spider suit, but over time, I think I've liked it less and less because of its overusage in the movies. This suit feels like something Spider-Man would wear during a big crossover event with the Avengers, but he wears this suit so often that it doesn't feel special anymore. Excluding his first appearance in Civil War, this suit has been featured in every single MCU movie Spider-Man is in. The design is cool, don't get me wrong. I think it's a bit over-designed compared to his other suits, but again, it feels like something he should wear every once in a while and not to a charity event. I think it gives a very unique identity to the MCU Spider-Man, but again, and this is just a common theme at this point, I just prefer the way the other suits look. At number 9, I have the integrated suit from Spider-Man No Way Home. I like this suit slightly more than the Iron Spider suit. However, at the end of the day, it's basically just the Far From Home suit, but with the Iron Spider logo. It makes for a nice combination of the two suits, and I think it fits this version of Peter. But again, it feels like they wanted to make another suit for the movie, and that's even more evident by by the fact that this suit was updated in post. You can see Tom Holland wearing the Far From Home suit in promotional photos and on set, and it makes me wonder why they decided to change it in post when his other suit looked just fine. The gold does look nice and adds more layers to the suit, but again, I just think his other suits look better. Up next at number 8 is the Stark suit from Spider-Man Homecoming. This suit is classic Spider-Man, but just different enough to be recognized as the MCU Spider-Man by having the black accents and the tech outlines. The colors are vibrant, and I think the way it fits Tom Holland is perfect for his age and character, especially for this movie and in Civil War. This was also the first suit to have the expressive eyes on Spider-Man in the movies, and it works very well here. However, my biggest problem with the suit in the movies, and the reason why it's so low on the list, is the overuse of CGI. It was obvious that during Civil War they didn't have a finished design yet, and he actually did wear a completely different suit on set that we can see in behind the scenes photos, but the later movies gave him this awesome looking suit to wear and they CGI over it like crazy. It looks beautiful when they use the real suit, but when they need to use CGI, it looks worse than it does in the Insomniac games. In general, I still prefer the other suits above this one, but the bad CGI for the Stark suit definitely leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And coming in at number 7 is the homemade suit from Spider-Man Homecoming. I had to change into my Spider-Man Homecoming suit for the occasion. It just felt appropriate. I love this as Spider-Man's homemade suit in the MCU. Not only does it feel like something a poor teenager would be able to make, but it's also a great proof of concept that would inspire the Stark suit. The movable eyes are super cool, and I love the way the web shooters look here. They both look clunky, but it shows how smart Peter is to be able to create these tools that will enhance his powers with very limited resources. Obviously, the point of this suit in the movies is to show that he is still Spider-Man without the Stark suit, and I also love it for that purpose. But this suit is really solid and it looks great in the movies even when they use CGI. And to nobody's surprise, they did reuse this suit again in Far From Home as another excuse to sell toys. But it is that solid. At number 6, I have the upgraded suit from Spider-Man Far From Home. Whenever I think of Tom Holland Spider-Man, this is the suit I think of. It's essentially a black and red recolor with some minor design differences. The black also has a different texture to help layer the suit, and I think the CGI tends to be better here when comparing it to the Homecoming suit because of that. I like the white spider logo on the back, maybe taking some influence from the Insomniac games, and I also like that he made the suit himself at the end of Far From Home, making it feel like his suit. Now, starting the top 5, we have the wrestler suit from Spider-Man 1. This is totally where my personal bias kicks in, but I don't care because I absolutely adore this suit. It is so memorable and so cool, and I want to own this suit someday. Obviously, it takes inspiration from Spider-Man's comic origins as a wrestler, and since this suit was made for that purpose, I think it works very well here. This is also a very subtle thing, but I also really like how Tobey Maguire looks in the wrestler suit, especially when we first see him. He looks super uncomfortable and super dorky, but I think that as he starts to step into his own as Spider-Man, he gains a little bit more confidence, but you can see that he's still very timid and shy, and he's not really sure about what to do with this great power that he has. It's so unfortunate that we don't see this suit anymore, especially in the video games. It's my favorite homemade suit, and I don't care who knows it. At number 4, we have the new red and blue suit from Spider-Man No Way Home. This suit looks incredible, and I love how at the end of the film, Peter needs to go back to basics with no Stark technology, and he chooses to make a suit that resembles and pays tribute to his older suits, as well as the suits from the other 2 Spider-Men that he meets in the movie. And just like with the Far From Home suit, I feel like this suit has more weight because it was made by Peter himself, but even more so because he had to hand sew it together. The colors look very good on the suit, going back to the classic red and blue, the logos look great, and the subtle web shooter design gives him a much cleaner look. However, as much as I love this suit, the main reason why it's at number 4 is because this suit was made at the very end of the film, and we don't even get a clear picture of it. In fact, the best way to look at this suit is to play Spider-Man 2 on PS5, or look at the official Hot Toys, which, side note, I missed the pre-order for the Hot Toy, but I'm on the wait list, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I'm gonna be able to get it when it releases. It's because of this, I don't see this as my definitive Tom Holland Spider-Man suit, but I'm hoping we'll see it again in the future, and maybe I'll move it higher on my list. At number 3, I have the Sam Raimi suit. I know there's some differences between the suits in each of the films, but they're so minor, I'm just counting them as one suit for simplicity. Overall, this is an amazing adaptation of the Spider-Man suit for the big screen. I think what makes this suit stand out is the web lines being raised and colored silver, which gives it more texture and makes it look very realistic both in camera and in CGI, even in Spider-Man 1. The suit textures on both the red and the blue parts of the suit look really good, especially in the close-ups. The lenses are reflective, and I love the way that they look here, and Tobey's build in the suit just completes the look. It's such an iconic suit, and I am so glad I was able to get that hot toy this year. At number 2, I have the black suit from Spider-Man 3. I know that this is just the Raimi suit, but in black, but this suit goes so hard. It is so cool, and I will never forget the feeling I had when I first saw this suit in the theaters. The all black with the silver raised webs look amazing in camera and in CGI, and you can just feel the angst when this suit is on screen. The logo change is so cool, and the hexagon pattern that's shared with the red and blue suit give it a more layered look and really make it pop. My only minor complaint with this suit is that I wish that it was shown to be more alien-like when he's actually in the suit, rather than it just feeling like a black adaptation of the Sam Raimi suit. We see that more towards the end of the movie, but I wish we had more subtlety in that as the movie was going on. And on another quick hot toy tangent, I actually did get my pre-order for the black Sam Raimi suit hot toy that's coming out later this year. I am super duper excited about it. I'm curious to see what they'll do to adapt the symbiote suit in the future movies, but it's gonna take a lot to top this one for me. And finally, at number 1, I have the TASM 2 suit. If you followed me for a while, you probably already guessed this suit would be at the top. I have stated many times that this is my favorite suit, and for good reason. It takes the large spider logo from the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and blends it with the more traditional look. It also has raised webbing like the Raimi suit, but the black webbing looks amazing here. I think the silver webbing also looks great in the Raimi suit, but I think it gives that suit a unique identity, and I can't imagine either suit with different web coloring. I also think that Garfield looks perfect in the suit and has the right build that just feels like Spider-Man. The larger lenses on the suit are also very nice and gives him a more energetic and expressive feel, especially when Garfield moves around in the suit. A very subtle thing that I appreciate is that the suit has wrinkles even during the scenes where it's CGI, and it gives it a more realistic look even during the action scenes. And of course, I can't talk about this suit from the movie without talking about the CGI, because it is without a doubt the best CGI in a Spider-Man film ever. It is so crazy to me how this film, which is now 10 years old, looks better than almost all of the MCU films coming out lately, and especially in No Way Home, which also features this exact suit. It's my favorite suit for my favorite Spider-Man, and I also need to be eternally grateful that I got the hot toy for this suit this year. Now I just need Tom Holland to complete my collection, and then we're all set. And that is my list of all of the live-action Spider-Man suits. Let me know which ones are your favorite or least favorite in the comments below, and as always, if you like what you see and you want to see more from me, don't forget to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button to see more. And if you want to watch another video of mine, you can check out this video right over here where I talk about all of the Spider-Man suits from the Insomniac games. Thank you all again so much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you next time.